शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ओम ओम नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्ध ज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशांताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ओम समस्त ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्म विद्यानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थं तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः भाष्य समेत पारायणम् अध्ययनं च वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ पारायणम्। In our Parayanam today, we will be doing the Bhurva Surtiva Etastisro from that. As every day you are doing, keep the book in front, open the eyes, no hesitation, with all the willingness to learn, confidence, just join the chanting. Om Bhurvuvah Suvaritiva Etastisro Vyahritayah तासामुहस्मैतां चतुर्थीं माहाचमस्यः प्रवेदयते मह इति तद्ब्रह्म स आत्मा अङ्गान्यन्या देवताः भूरिति वा अयं लोकः भुव इत्यन्तरिक्षं सुवरित्यसौ लोकः मह इत्यादित्यः आदित्येन वाव सर्वे लोका महीयन्ते भूरिति वा अग्निः भुव इति वायुः सुवरित्यादित्यः मह इति चन्द्रमाः चन्द्रमसा वाव सर्वाणि ज्योतिगंषि महीयन्ते भूरिति वा रुचः भुव इति सामाने सुवरिति यजोगंषे मह इति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मणा वाव सर्वे वेदा महीयन्ते भूरिति वै प्राणः भुव इत्यपानः सुवरिति व्यानः मह इत्यन्नम् अन्ने वाव सर्वे प्राणा महीयन्ते तावा एताश्चतस्रश्चतुर्धा चतस्रश्चतस्रो व्याहृतयः तायो वेद स वेद ब्रह्म सर्वेऽस्मै देवा बलिमावहन्ते स य एषोऽन्तरहृदय आकाशः तस्मिन्नयं पुरुषो मनोमयः अमृतो हिरण्मयः अन्तरेण तालुके य एषस्तन इवावलम्बते सेन्द्रयोनिः यत्रासौ केशान्तो विवर्तते व्यपोह्य शीर्षकपाले भूरित्यग्नौ प्रतिष्ठते भुव इति वायौ सुवरित्यादित्ये मह इति ब्रह्मणि आप्नोति स्वराज्यम् आप्नोति मनसस्पतिं वाक्पतिश्चक्षुष्पतिः श्रोत्रपतिर्विज्ञानपतिः एतत्ततो भवति आकाशशरीरं ब्रह्म सत्यात्मप्राणारामं मन आनन्दं शान्तिसमृद्धममृतम् इति प्राचीनयोग्योपास्व पृथिव्यन्तरिक्षं द्यौर्दिशो वान्तरदिशाः अग्निर्वायुरादित्यश्चन्द्रमा नक्षत्राणि आप ओषधयो वनस्पतय आकाश आत्मा इत्यधिभूतम् अथाध्यात्मम् प्राणो व्यानो पान उदानः समानः चक्षुश्रोत्रं मनो वाक्त्वक चर्ममागस्सग्गस्नावास्थिमज्जा एतदतिविधाय ऋषिरवोचत पाङ्क्तं वा इदगं सर्वं पाङ्क्ते नैव पाङ्क्तग्गस्पृणोति ते ओमिति ब्रह्म ओमितीदगं सर्वम् ओमित्येतदनुकृतिः स्म वा अप्योश्रावयेत्याश्रावयन्ते ओमिति सामानि गायन्ते ओगुं शोमिति शस्त्राणि शगुंसन्ते ओमित्यध्वर्यो प्रतिगरं प्रतिगृणाते ओमिति ब्रह्मा प्रसौते ओमित्यग्निहोत्रमनुजानाति ओमिति ब्राह्मण प्रवक्ष्यन्नाह ब्रह्मोपाप्नवानीति ब्रह्मैवोपाप्नोति ॐ शान्तिः 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 ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम अथ श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयोपनिषद ओम यस्माज्जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरेयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ॐ अथ प्रथमा शिक्षावल्ले प्रथमोऽनुवाकः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतो तद्वक्तारमवतो अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Having saluted the rishis, munis, gurus, Brahma Tattva, Shruti Mata, Adi Shankara, Vedavyasa, Vaishampayana, Agnivalkya, and our Guru Parampara. One thought only for the introduction today. Like when we go to the market, there is a list of the things to be procured, and we are aware of them in the mind. Maybe there is a paper also. In that, the variety of things are there. Then we go to those different stores, places where they are available. We go buy and come home. Anything. And it can be so many. You may have groceries, you may have vegetables, fruits, flowers. You may have other things, the clothing you may have to buy, electronics, electricals. Itna lamba list. So become aware of them, go to the places where they are available, buy them, come home. In the same way, in our maturity of spirituality also, a day should come where we must be unhesitatingly, undoubtedly clear about what are the various things we have to purchase or buy, in other words, accomplish as a part of total spiritual sadhana. All these things have to be done. We have to note all of them and note that they are all necessary. Among them, what is urgent, what is important, we should be recognizing it and doing that. A list of few things which we already know, which every day we discuss that only. One is what? We can't but have to be in the part as a part of the world, should be contributor to the world. We can't but fulfill our obligations to the people around who are helping us in so many ways. We have no way than managing our bhautika shariram, body physical. We also have to manage, most importantly, the mind. When it comes to the worldly life, mind need not be bothered much. थोड़ा सा उसको दुर्गुण निकालो, सद्गुण लाओ, थोड़ा सा लिटिल कंट्रोल करो, bring some knowledge of what to do. With that काम बनता है माइंड का दुनिया में. Little more higher greater works, then little more skills we develop, then it is accomplished. But when it comes to spirituality, we have to totally transcend the mind. Then only the self is realized. Therefore, it's a very tremendous, long time task of managing the mind. We must know it. The gunas of the mind we have to manage, the calmness of the mind, the concentration of the mind. Most important is stopping the mind from its manorajya, which itself hundreds of lives it will take. It is not easy just like that we can do. So none of the things we can escape. All we have to do. Then the vasana burden we have to remove. Then the desires in the mind continuously gurgle for the objects of the world, etc. They also have to be managed, not an easy task. We have to protect the deha as well as indriyas. Now, while doing all this sadhana, not to get tired just like that within a minute and able to do all this for a long time. What we need is a continuous resource of energy in us. So managing that energy levels also by itself is a biggest complete task, is it not? Now, along with that, what are the other things? We have to keep our intellect always alert in the thinkingness, discrimination, every moment as to what I have to do and what I am doing. If the intellect is not kept alert or aware, then everything is gone. हमेशा चौकीदार की तरह बुद्धि को या अलर्ट करके ही रखना पड़ता है. Now, each training is so much of effort taking, time consuming, and you can't assure that in few efforts or sittings we have achieved it. And all these things are not एक बार कर लिया तो हो गया like शादी. ऐसा नहीं होता. It is like शादी that एक बार कर लिया तो जिंदगी भर मेंटेन करना. Is it not? Then who helps us in doing all that? Not our abilities, energies. जस्ट ट्राई आंख बंद करके इनमें से एक चीज भी करके देखा हो तो इट इज असंभव. हु हेल्प्स अस? हु हेल्प्स अस इज द गॉड एंड द गुरु. अब कहाँ पकड़े भगवान को, कहाँ पकड़े गुरु को? लुक इनटू अवर हार्ट. Have we recognized the guru first of all? Thereafter, how much tuning we have to do to the guru through our seva, surrender, etc. Then have we developed full faith in Bhagavan and His power that His grace alone can remove the Maya from the grossest level of our interest in the world to the subtlest level of on the meditation seat, the final cover is removed, the self is revealed. तो यहाँ शुरुआत से लेकर वहाँ अंत तक जो माया का जाल फैला हुआ है, other than Bhagavan, nobody can remove it. You try and see, it won't happen. Then, do we have that faith in that Lord, that prayerful mood all the time? In fact, the sadhana should start with this. And continuously, while having this sadhana being done, only other sadhanas we have to do simultaneously. Which sadhana? Remembering the Lord, His power, and only His grace can remove the curtain of Maya at every level. And I can proceed systematically in sadhana. उनके कृपा के बिना न विवेक होगा, न वैराग्य होगा, न समाधि होंगे, न मुमुक्षुता, न श्रवण मननम, न ध्यानम, न अनुभूति. And remember, without this way having faith and praying to Lord through various upasanas and all, Not even inch we can move in sadhana. That's why in all the Vedanta Granthas, Purana, Itihasa, Prakarana, tell me which is the place where any of the Brahma Vidya Acharya, Advaita Acharyas have not done prayer to Bhagavan. See, when we were chanting yesterday, see that Bhavani Ashtakam and all, how much ardently Bhagavan Shankara was praying to Mother as if everything is her grace only. And what? As if it is true. बिकॉज विदाउट द भगवती इस कृपा कुछ भी थोड़ा भी हम अध्यात्म में आ भी नहीं सकते. So therefore, one side you have to intensely, ardently, through upasanas, you have to pray to the Lord. Another side, with total surrender and faith, we have to listen to the Guru, the jnanam given by him, as well as any of the seva sadhanas, if it is to be done. Third side, we have to maintain the faith in the buddhi. And also, we have to maintain the mana in its all beautiful sattva guna, not allowing rajas tamas to come. So, to the deha, the indriya, the prana shakti level, all put together is sadhana. ये सब कैसे काम मेंटेन होंगे, फिर we have to have a clarity. Nothing is not required in spirituality. Everything, wherever it is required, should be very important. Like when you talk of the deha, for the fitness of the body, you have to have good food. You have to have good exercise. You have to see that it is without diseases, is it not? In this way, then as we said, the family obligations, the social obligations, the duties we have to do, the nature we have to save, protect and serve. Whenever the nation calls me, I have to answer. कोई भी चीज हम छोड़ नहीं सकते. सब में हमको सब समझकर इन्वॉल्व होते रहना पड़ेगा. Point 1. 2 is what? Among these things which are very important, urgent. That clarity we should have. And that depends on where do we stand. If the age is little bit grown and the responsibilities of the family are done, then that is over now. We need not worry about that much. So too, you have served wonderfully in your government or whatever, and you are retired. No, well, you need not worry about that also. Then little spiritual inclinations have come, or the little more they are sadhana. Then all social obligations also can be left. Means what? Many of them can be left. Very, very important, urgent only we can attend to. Then all other things, straight away, if the body is not healthy, you have to give more importance to that till it comes onto track. So too, if the prana shakti is not sufficient, then we have to attend to that so that it also comes onto track. Third most important thing is mind. One side listening to Vedanta and empowering ourselves with the Vedantic Brahman alone as goal, which we are doing nowadays in classes. Other side, the most time taking and tough, difficult task is continuous management of the mind. That is the priority. It is a relentless job. Baap re baap re baap re baap re baap. You have to involve in the world. When you involve in the world, then the world acts with us in such a way that we tend to react or fight with the world. With that reaction oriented fighting mind, which is so disturbed, not even japa possible on the sadhana. Not even japa kya? Japa bhi ek bada sadhana hai. Nothing possible. So, and you can't be without involving in the required activity. Then there's a regrets, guilt in the mind. And it has got how many number of janma gathered habits. और सडनली छोड़ो आदत बोले तो छोड़ेंगे क्या हम. लाइक आई टेल यू द नॉर्थ इंडियंस अब स्टॉप ईटिंग चपाती पराठा रोटी अब चावल खाओ. वन डे यू विल ईट. Second, third day, anything looking like chawal, you run away. So to the South Indian when they go to North, पहले दिन खाएंगे छाव से पराठे खाएंगे. After 2 days, you look at their face. Their face is like idli only because they want idli now. They want the rice. So the small little things only habits we can't change. Then how can the mind's habits of all the negative values, of this raga, desha, kama, krodha, ऐसे थोड़े छूट जाएंगे वो। ये छूट भी जाए तो एज आई सेड इन द बिगिनिंग, द टेरेबल नेचर ऑफ द माइंड कॉल्ड मनोराज्य, it will not easily go. Some lives we have to go on with faith and knowing why do we are doing what we are doing. When we do the upasanas with concentration, japas, the parayana, the bhajana, kirtana, with a single point agenda of bringing mind out of its manorajya, when we do them, then the mind is in our hands. तब जाकर उस मन को वी कैन पुट इन our Shastra Dhyanam and the data collected, contemplation on that, then deep meditation, etc. So we have to be aware of all these, and all are required, and we only have to do. And we have to be busily engaged in doing all of them, actively engaged, well planned and engaged, dynamically engaged. That is called spirituality. You can't leave your daily upasana, you can't leave your daily Shravana Vedanta, you can't leave your Swadhyayam, you can't leave your Mananam Chintanam and Dhyanam, you can't leave your daily upasana or bhajanam or your this जपादि साधना, कुछ भी नहीं छोड़ सकते. हर चीज को लाना पड़ता है, करना है, सब मिलकर. And in and through that, the continuous tune of what? Bhagavan, Ishtadeva, Guru Parampara. Oh Lord, hey Guru, please keep me on right track. Keep me empowered with all wisdom and conviction. Give me all the opportunity, possibility to do sadhana to reach you. इन सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है? Still I am not yet convinced about the truth. I'm not very clear about the subject. Even though I heard all the Upanishads with Bhashyam, everything was over wide ball or no ball or bouncer only. हे भगवान, मुझे इस समझदारी को दो. Please give. Unless we pray like that, it will not be remembered. Every time it appears like we have understood it. After the class over, it's so much forgotten as if we never entered into such a class only. इन मिनट्स ऑफ टाइम ओनली हम इतना भूल जाते हैं कि क्लास में गए थे, कोई बाबा जी बैठे थे, was स्पीकिंग ऑन उपनिषद, नथिंग रिमेम्बर्ड. So quickly we become into the world. Throughout the day till the next time class comes, we are so much in the world that there is no genuine serious attempt of क्यों नहीं समझ गया मुझे, but बैठूंगा, I'll study my book, I'll bring the mind to concentration. नहीं. Even when I told this with inspiration, you may sit, but उस पुस्तक के दो कागज भी नहीं, दो पैरा भी नहीं, दो लाइन पढ़ो, then the mind demands some desire, you keep aside, gone. Is it not? करो जप ध्यान, 2-5 मिनट बैठ गए, हाँ इतना आवाज, इतना थकावट आती है, नींद आता है. और क्या अभी स्वामी जी का लेक्चर है, हर्ड फॉर वन हाफ आवर, व्हाट इज द अर्जेंसी ऑफ रियलाइजिंग एंड ऑल. तो then let us do it after 2 hours. This is how. Every seeker in the initial days like this, and they have to go through for few lives, with doing all what is required to be done, then the stability of the mind comes. The important stability of the mind is what? Nothing other than Paramatma is my goal. And to reach to Paramatma, in whatever the way, I have to qualify in terms of conviction about the goal through study mananam chintanam, in terms of calmness of the mind through upasana japa. Other than this, no business in my whole day schedule or life. That is called as the mind becoming stabilized. That person alone can attempt to do sadhanas very intensely, deeply. Then only he can cross the outer grosser layers and enter into the subtler inner experiences. And while doing all that, so many doubts come, so many hesitations come, so many inhibitions come, so many fears come, suspicions come. अब इन सबको भी जवाब देते हुए आगे जाना. So, what is the introductory thought today? Spirituality means not like one way we are doing one thing only. नहीं होता इससे. सारे समझकर सारे करना पड़ेगा. राइट. लाइक आई एम कमिंग टू द क्लास, स्वामी जी इससे हो जाएगा क्या? नहीं होएगा. घर में किताब पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं, हो जाएगा क्या? नहीं होगा एक से। आई एम डूइंग जपा, होएगा क्या? नहीं। मैं उपासना कर रहा हूँ, इज इट सफिशिएंट? नो। देन व्हाट इज सफिशिएंट? ऑल ऑफ देम। सबकी जरूरत है, एंड इन दैट यू इन ए डे स्केड्यूल you can. One of the idea which I gave 6 months back, whenever is what? Morning 4 to afternoon 2, these 10 hours. Nothing other than our personal life, especially those who are retired and all. 4 to 2. अपना ही सुबह उठना, फिर डूइंग योर जपा, लिटिल ऑफ ध्यानम, then coming to the class, listening, and then doing homework of the same text, writing your own notes, again trying to sit for some contemplation and meditation. In this way, the up to 2 includes your breakfast, your lunch also, very lightly. Nothing of the world, nothing of the any other things other than spirituality. In this way, for 1 2 years we do, then pakad milta hai. If this type of discipline is not there, we are erratic. In an erratic manner, even some of the sadhanas, even though we do sincerely, they won't help that much. एक दिन बढ़िया सा जप किया है, बट डेली करना है, अगले दिन नहीं किया तो फायदा क्या उसका? लाइक दैट. So all these majorities we have to have, and keeping continuously thinking about them gives the information clear, and so we are always in inquiry, therefore we are in sattva. ये सब नहीं किया, so the rajoguna of the mind, what will it does? It do only will make us extroverted, to make us think कि which are the objects I have to involve and indulge in. If this inquiry is not there as to what are the variety of adhyatmic sadhanas I have to do to grow, inquiry is done by the buddhi. And with that, you know the information, you get inspired also, you get a planning of it, ये सब होएगा. ये नहीं करोगे तो the mana gets lost through indriyas. What TV to see, what food to eat, what music to listen, which person to meet, which place to go. All these rajasic things will be pulling our mana. And with that, when we are exhausted and tired, then what is the next important thing? Just sleep away. And when we wake up from the sleep, again the Rajoguna desires only come. देखो पीपल सुबह उठते चलो चलो चाय बनाते हैं या काढ़ा बनाते हैं. And so care, they so wonderfully they tell. Every day I make Swamiji kada and drink. So I have to inspire, tali baja unke liye. But that 40 minutes gone for making kada and drinking. Is it not? There are other alternatives by which, as a spiritual seeker, we can conserve the time. But you can't tell them these things. Then the whole day so systematically planned about the food only, managing calories and all. See, in that only you can spend all day. Then where is Shastra? Where is Swadhyayam? Where is Mananam? Where is Chintanam? Like that, we are also caught up. Doing 4 class, 5 class, 6 classes. But are you thinking what you are speaking? I have to ask myself. You also have to ask, are you thinking what you are listening, contemplating? अब उसके लिए टाइम नहीं निकाला, सिर्फ बोलते गए सुनते गए. अयम आत्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्य. We are also caught up in our own way. We have to rise above even these also. Not giving up them, but rising above. How do we do? The other time we engage in contemplation, meditation. Not in any worldliness. Even then, if the time is not sufficient, then reduce one by one class. No problem. If you are deeply in contemplation, you can stop all classes. Now don't ask me, Swami, when are you going to be in deep contemplation? So that all the classes are cancelled. Okay, I'll do when you realize Brahman. Not before that. हाँ वो तो बहुत दूर है तो क्या मैं क्या करूँ. In this way. Okay, now having done this important introduction, let us enjoy what our great Trishankhuji, out of his love and concern, expressing to all of us his Brahma Anubhuti to inform us as well as inspire us. It is an information also, a confirmation also that he got the experience, and an inspiration. Even he gained it, and it is so lofty, so beautiful, so wondrous. then why can't we gain it? That type of inspiration, the Dashamanuvaka should give if we repeatedly do it. That's why it is a Swadhyaya Artham Antramnaya. Every day with the meaning in the mind, deeply we have to do chanting of it called as japa. अच्छा, त्रिशंकु को ये अनुभव मिला ऋषि त्रिशंकु जी को, इतना बढ़िया है वो अनुभव, देयरफॉर मुझे भी ये पाना है. You understand? Like this, while chanting every time, this mantra 3 बार 4 बार कहना है. Like that, chant 108 times. Then what's happening? The information what Trishanku gave about his experience of Brahma Tattva, that also starts becoming imprinted in us as knowledge. And also because we are repeatedly saying the willingness, the likingness for sadhana also grows. It inspires us to know what to do and do what we know. That is why they are called Swadhyayartha Mantramnayaha. Let us chant it. Om Atha Siksha Valli Pratama Valli Dashamonuvakaha. Om Aham Vrukshasya Reriva Kirti Prushtam Gireriva Ordva Pavitro Vajineva Swamruthamasme Travinagam Savarchasam Sumedha Amrutokshiraha इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम् अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्. We have studied the first two with Bhashyam. The summary of his what? His experience is what? Aham samsara vrukshasya reriva prerayita. What sadhanas you might have done, same things we have to do. So first is what? Don't be indulgent in the samsara vruksha to be enslaved by. Instead of that, only a participant. After being participant and do duly your participation, then be only an onlooker, don't involve where you are not called. And slowly start becoming Sakshi of this whole samsara vruksha and discover that Sakshi as Chaitanya Tattva. Then you will know that in the presence of Chaitanya Tattva, without touching that Chaitanya Tattva, even an iota, the entire samsara vruksha, which we explained with the help of the Katha Upanishad, in all its details is functioning. The Srishti, the Sthiti, the Laya, all of them are happening in my presence without touching me. To that level where Trishanku reached, we have to reach. Aham Rukshasya Reriva Prerayita. Then little more higher level, when we near more and more to the self, self is known as Satanchita. Everywhere Satanchita alone is there. Therefore, as Antaryami Atma, I am present in and through everything. Point 1. My role is to be there only as Antaryami Atma. Enough. But other than these Atma Jnani, whoever they see the Rupanama Jagat, they see lot of things are happening there at that level. Therefore, they are answered in the presence of him. The Maya is doing Srushti Sthitilaya or Srushti Sthitilaya happening. Otherwise, as Sat and Chit alone are there. That is what they experience in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Then that Nirvikalpa Samadhi अनुभव को intact में रखकर you do the Vyavahara by giving the world the Vyavaharika Satta, not the Paramarthika Satta. That's how a Jivan Mukta moves in the world. But before that, aham vrukshasya reriva. So, following the dharma, more than that, not involving in any of the world, just be present. This art, as early as was when we learn, then unwanted extra world entering into us. The घुसपैठ, घुसपैठ, is it the right word? घुसपैठियाँ पैठी लोग कहते हैं, कांदिशीक कहते हैं, है ना? In India, the घुसपैठs come from everywhere, and slowly they stay 20 years and they claim ration card, then citizenship, all facilities, doing nothing to the nation. है ना? शरणार्थी कहते हैं, कांदिशी कहते हैं, घुसपैठी कहते हैं. कितने हैं in India? There must be in crores in number, coming from Bangladesh, coming from Sri Lanka, coming from these that places. Hmm. In our mind also, we should not allow. In our vyavahar also, we should not allow these trespassers or cross-border infiltrations, whatever you call. Terrorism different, infiltrations. No. When we do this for a long time, then we'll be able to learn the art of being a Chakshi. Then Chaitanya. Then Aham Samsara Vrukshasya Reriva. That Anubhuti which Trishankuji has got, we also. If that is not there, we not only not as Prerahita, but as a participant, we enter into the samsara and get kicked every moment with our inner misery and dukkha. We are all going through that now. you know, our life in the world is, I gave that example, I think, some long time back. कौन से context, I don't know. That there is a village, there is a shop, एक ही दो ही होते हैं छोटा सा पान डब्बे की तरह. And in that only he keeps all the things. And in one of the शीशे से बना हुआ डब्बा, for displaying so that children others get attracted, they keep them in those शीशे के डिब्बे. Isn't the glass vessels or whatever they are, containers. So in one of them, lot of mumfali was kept for sale. Village, all that. Then that bandar saw that, they are very nutcut. क्या करें, खाना है. Then that bandar just was looking for. Then you can't see the movements of the bandars or the vultures or the lions, tigers, even snakes. Suddenly they pounce. In Vrindavan, Mathura, you can see, you just normally saying Radhe Radhe, then the monkey without saying De, it takes away the specs and gone. By the time you look at it, already there. In the same way, when he was little inadvertent, the shopkeeper, थोड़ा अंदर गया होगा आधा मिनट के लिए या कुछ झुक गया होगा. It fellow immediately it has its own knack. थोड़ा देखते हैं ना daily वो. Even some animals, they know कि they observe every day, especially the monkeys and all. They open the tap also. Then some of them even do the boring. I have seen in video. There is a buffalo और खुद ही borewell को hit करते हुए ऐसे it was drinking water. So this monkey understood, he might have seen so many times, went there, opened the dabba, dakkan, kept hand inside, took the good full hands of the mumfali. Now it wants to run, taking the mumfali. No, it can't take out the hand now because the entrance of that bottle is very small. कि हाथ लगाया मूंगफली पकड़ दी लेकिन हाथ बाहर नहीं आ रहा. By the time somebody shouted, the shopkeeper saw it, he took the danda, started beating that fellow. The bandar. It is not able to run away. And he was hitting and it was going through the pain. Almost the bleeding, everything. Ultimately, what it do, what it has to do, what it can do, only one thing. Just left all the mumfali, took the hand, ran apne jaan bachate. We also are same bandar in the world. We have put our hand in the bottle of the world, wanting to have the Shabda Sparsha Rupa Rasa Gandha Mumfali. and getting beaten by all our the karma phalas of the papa, dharma, and all of them, and we are suffering there. The only way is what? Leave and go into the self. Understand? That clarity, that ability, all will come right from the beginning when we do this point. Aham vrukshasya reriva. Now, this we have explained in so many angles. One more angle for the day is what? Please remember, outer world is Bhagavan made. We have come here only as an onlookers and some contributor. उससे ज़्यादा ना कुछ देने का कोशिश करो ना कुछ लेने का, अदरवाइज लेने का देना पड़ेगा. We have just visited this planet Earth. We are visitors. Is it not? It's not our permanent residence. No, we have just visited. We can be in any of the loka otherwise. नहीं जाना नहीं आपको स्वर्गलोक में स्वामी आ गए फिर क्या. We are only visitors. Every jiva is a visitor on the planet. Therefore, you don't make your own house or anything here. आओ जब जाना है जाओ बीच में जो करना है करो बस. Just become a reriva only. Think about it. In the same way, we are visitors in everybody's life to serve them. Everybody is visitor in our life only to give us the due prarabdha. In this way, when we are always alert, then put check to our involvement in the world, world's involvement in us, then the mind won't get that one disturbed. That we are not able to contemplate, meditate on the truth and enter into its experience in dhyana. Like this, from this mantra, so many necessary thoughts can be gathered. But the final is what? In the ecstatic bliss, I am the pure conscious self in whose antaryami atma swarupa tattva whole world is having its function show. Aham vrukshasya samsara vrukshasya uchchedatmakasya reriva prereta antaryami atmana. Right. And all other things we already discussed. Ki the world depends on me. I am not dependent on the world. World is only entertainment to me. I should not involve. All those thoughts we have already discussed. In our presence, it is there. So, from Bhagavan Surya's standpoint, what we have to learn from the world, for the world, I am only like Surya. In my presence, things should happen. I should not involve. Okay, from the wind's standpoint, what you have to learn, continuously serve the world depending on position, but don't get attached. Vayu, asakto vayu charet. Okay, from the waters, what we have to learn by being in the world, like the water serves everybody en route without missing its route of merging in the ocean. तो एक एक पंचमहाभूत से एक एक पेड़ से पौधे से सबसे हमको इस जगत में कैसे रहना सीखना. दैट्स व्हाट आवर भगवान दत्तात्रेय जी taught us in Bhagavatam. 24 gurus. The first, second, third topic. First topic only, I think. Narada Vasudeva Samvada, something. Okay. Aham Rukshasya Reriva, we have thoroughly seen. And it is a highly inspiring sentence and very informative, and it gives idea also as to what to do when we are in this world. The main goal is to know the self, for that come out of the world, for that become the Reriva of the world, not indulgent in the world. And coming to more practically, don't label the world as good or bad. So check your ragadvesha. And don't react to the world. Just respond to the world. Don't give undue value to anything or any being. So these are the common sense, practical things. When we do, we also come to the level of Sri Trishankhuji to proclaim कि aham that brahmasmi yaha samsara vrukshasya reriva. हो गया. The second one also we have exhaustively seen. Kirtihi prushtam girehe iva. So my name and fame, my glory is as if that of a peak of a mountain. That means there is no greater kirti than this. I have reached it. And what I have reached? Aham Brahmasmi. Therefore, what is the highest kirtiman one can achieve is Aham Brahmasmi. And why is it so? In all details we explained yesterday, the main reason is what? We have achieved peak or not. Not the others to certify. It I must certify, no? मुझे अंदर से महसूस होना चाहिए. एंड अंदर से क्या होता है, इवन आई बिकम ब्रह्मदेव, इवन आई बिकम इंद्रादि, स्टिल देर इज वन मोर हाइट टू स्केल. दिस इज नॉट अल्टीमेट, द ब्रह्मा और इंद्र आदि. But the Brahmagnani, when he discovers the self in himself as all, for him when he looks above, there is no above to look to. He has reached the peak. There is nothing higher than, other than, beyond that. So reaching anywhere is Kirtiman. And reaching to the highest is the highest Kirtiman. Therefore, my Kirti is as big as a peak because I reached the peak. I reached to the summit. Summit is the right word. Summit of the peak. To the ultimate top I have reached. इससे और कुछ नहीं नीचे, बाकी सब नीचे ही है. So as I said yesterday, it's a beautiful, poetic, emotional way of expression. मैं तो इतना ऊंचा पहुंच गया हूँ कि बाकी सब ऐसे नीचे ही है. You know, when you reach to that 100th floor of a building, if the 100 is the last floor, look down upon everything आपके नीचे ही. So yesterday I was watching Ganesh Nimajjanam. Some of the things, the shooting was done with a drone camera, stable drone. There they have shown the 50 feet Ganapati also. इतना छोटा दिख रहा है, उतना ऊपर से वो दिखा रहे थे. He was showing the entire Hussain the Vinayak Sagar lake. In that the Vinayak Nimajjanam was going on. Then he ऊपर से, so drone camera से दिखा रहे, तो even big Vinayakas were looking small. बहुत पुणे का, बॉम्बे का, Hyderabad ka. I enjoyed yesterday watching all of them. So joyful, so ecstatic. So to see all the devotees, youngsters, elders praying to Ganapati, Ganpat Bappa Moria, dancing and all. Like it was said in Bhagavatam, ki you have to do my utsavas in a huge manner, a big manner. I was happy to see that these people studied Bhagavata or not, but they are doing. They are better than us. We are studying but not doing. Then I closed my eyes sometime and I enjoyed being a part of all of them in the mind. So the idea was to, and there were some, yeah, who are they? The chief ministers or some people are in charges of that particular festival, had an helicopter view also with the entire program going on without problem. It was interesting to see the entire lake with so many cranes. They were watching helicopter. That was videoed. It was shown, so I could feel I was also in helicopter. तो उतने ऊपर से देखो तो so many crane they are being immersed Vinayaka Bhagavan's height. So in the same way, this Trishankhu ji says, you are happy with Kirti. Kirti comes to us when you reach the highest. Highest is that after reaching which you yourself have nothing higher to reach. After reaching which there is nobody other than you who can reach higher than you. Kirti is the record, such a record which is never broken. It can be equaled, but it can't be equaled also because you become one at that level. So, discovering myself, and when I look back, I have established the Kirtiman. Kirtiman means I have broken the record or I reached the record. Kirti girehe prushtamiva uchritam. Now, this is put in different Upanishads and Shastras in different way. In some place it said, this is that goal. When you reach, there is nothing beyond that. There is nowhere to come back, or you will never be caught up in samsara. Some places in that language they explain. In other place it say, if you really want to take something as challenge and achieve, why go for these worldly things? Achieve that which is highest. कुछ जगह ऐसे इंस्पिरेशन देते हैं. Here it is said, I have reached the peak. Having reached where? There is nothing higher than me. Mama atmanubhavasya mama kirtihi girehe prustam iva. And this kirti is not somebody is proclaiming or clapping for me. For them to clap, they have to reach to that. Like a drawing competition, when you do, which drawing is best? Who will judge? Only the one who is a drawing expert. So too, when I reach peak, who will certify? Only others who have already reached. That's the Guru or God, not anybody else. Then who is one more thing? The most important one, myself. It is my joy ki I have reached the summit. See the beauty of it? इमेजिन करो वो तृप्ति आनंद जो सबसे ऊंचा है हम पहुंच गए. You understand? Sometimes you can see others can't climb and you climb to that place. And nobody there even to share that joy, but you know that joy of it. It happened. And when I went all alone to the Gomukh and above that Tapovanam, all alone. Koi the hi nahi, all alone. It was so frightening, threatening. All of them were there. Glaciers were there. वहाँ पाँव धस रहा था. सब नाटक हो रहा था. Your प्रारब्ध is so bad that I was alive. नहीं तो जाना था उधर ही. But all alone and reached that Tapovanam. Reached it. Then there was Raktavanam, Nandanavanam. उतना हिम्मत नहीं था जाने का. But that was itself a great satisfaction. A mountain climbing physical. Itself. Same when we were Uttarakanshi, when we went to that Pandukeshwar, that side, and this time we sailed to Alakilya mountain, another Nachiketa Tal, Mahadev Mandir, Bimleshwar. These are the peaks there. We climbed all of them. It was so very good it was. So too in the Almoda Nine, when we went to the Ruddhajageshwar, the topmost. And the best of all was Kailash Parvata, Parikrama, then Charan Paduka going there. All. It was, many people don't go. It's very tough. Charan Paduka Darshanam. So risky it was in so many aspects. But we went and touched it. Equally good was this Mani Maheshwar, which is even now tough. Oh, those days. Mani Maheshwar, Gayavaha, Shayan Kailash it is called. Same like Kailash mountain, there's a river. Reaching the peak. So to this Chandratal lake when we went and all, beyond Kullu Manali, Rohtang Pass ke aage. All, see, this mountaineering is a one which gives lot of confidence. But ek umar mein karna hai. If you tell me to go now, I can be only a foothill. Namaskar. No himmat, hausla and all. And so many. When the Tunganath is climbed, the Rudranath is climbed, it was a beautiful thing it was. Yeah? Rudranath, Tunganath, Madmaheshwar, they're all Panchavat Kedarnath, they are called. The Tunganath was so tough, but it was so beautiful when he reached there, everything. Sort of Bijli Mahadev in this place, Kullu Manali, Gaustaraf. Everything. It is so fantastic. I'm talking about the reaching the peak joys in life. So, कीर्ति पृष्ठं गिरेरेव. ऐसा कीर्तिमान स्थापना करो. Now, in the worldly parlance, you have to achieve to some kirti, then you have to defeat someone, you have to suppress someone, undesiringly, unknowingly only, because there's a competition. You become kirtiman, but it creates jealousy in others, and genuine, because he did not get that one. Like he became vice president, the other becomes suffering. Hmm? लेकिन वो दोनों प्रेसिडेंट वाइस प्रेसिडेंट दोनों लेडीज हो जाते थे, थोड़े में मिस हो गया. प्रेसिडेंट वाइस प्रेसिडेंट द फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर सब माता लोग बैठ के देश को रूल करें. But in spiritual peak, There is an inspiration to others, not feeling of competition. For us also, there is no regret and guilt कि किसी को कुचाल के या दबा के हमको यहाँ आना पड़ा. यहाँ किसी को कुचालना दबाना नहीं होता. Is it not a very healthy peak reaching the peak? Kirti prashtam gireriva. And in all other kirtiman, there is fear of sustaining it. Here there is no fear. There is a fear of falling. There is no fear of falling here. Other kirtiman, when you give it to others, it is no more yours. But यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है. These kirtiman you reach and you can give it to everyone. Everybody takes, but you still remain there. That is what is the glory of Atma Jnanam, Brahma Jnanam, Brahmanubhuti. In this language, our Trishankhuji was telling to inspire us. Aham vrukshasya reriva asmi, mama kirtihi gire prashtam iva. So this is the Pauranika way of saying Vedavyasji's own writings. But what Vedavyasji compiled are the Vedas. Vedas writings are mystical, twisted with lot of fill up the blanks to be done. He says kirti prashtam gireva. You have to add the mama. Then you have to do the anvaya. Mama kirti girehe prashtam iva. It looks like Pauranic, not Vedic. Kirti prashtam gireva. When you chant like this, then only you will feel it is Vedic. Okay, now the third one. Urdhva pavitro. Urdhva pavitraha aham asmi. This is the third thing our Upanishad is saying, or Trishankhuji is explaining about is Brahmanubhuti. What is the Urdhva Pavitra? Urdhvam means Karanam. Pavitram means Pavanam. So Urdhvam is Karanam. Why do you call Urdhva? Urdhva means up, no? Urdhva literal meaning is up only. But Bhagavan Krishna in Gita he said Urdhva Moolam Adhashakam for this samsara vriksha. Now, what is the Karana of samsara vriksha? It is Brahma only. And what is said as the Karana of the samsara vriksha is up above only. Therefore, what is up above? Brahman only. Therefore, what is the Moolam? Brahman. Where is it? Urdhvam. When it is said Urdhvam, therefore, what it should be? Brahman only. So, Urdhvam means Brahma, Karanam. So, Urdhvam means Karanam. संसार वृक्ष का कारण ब्रह्म है. संसार वृक्ष का मूल ऊर्ध्व है कहा. दोनों को मैच करो. ब्रह्म इज अबव ऑल ओनली. Therefore, when it is said the samsara vriksha has got moola on the urdhva, it is correct. Because moola is Brahma, Brahma is always urdhva. Therefore, urdhva is Brahma. Therefore, samsara vriksha moola means urdhvam, which is Brahma. So, urdhvam karanam. Okay. Now, pavitram. What is pavitram? I told you the other day also in one of the texts. Pavehe bhayatu trayate. Pave means Indra's Vajrayudha. What does it do when it is hit on head? We will definitely die. Therefore, what is Pavis Bhaya is Mrutyu. Therefore, Pavehe Bhayat means Mrutyoho Bhayat. Trayate means protects. Now, what is that which protects us from the Mrutyu Bhaya once for all? Only one thing. Ki I am a Marana Atma. Jnanam. Therefore, what is the meaning of Pavitram? Jnana Prakashyam Param Brahma. So you have to very sublime, quite subtle, sometimes at least to understand such mantras and Bhashyam. So what he experiencing is Brahma Tattva. That Brahma Tattva which he is experiencing, he is telling it as Urdhva Pavitra. Now we have to take the help of Bhashyakara to understand this Urdhva Pavitra as Brahma. And then Urdhva Pavitra is Brahma, we understand. But directly he should have told Brahma. But Brahma word is very familiar. So we don't get inspired. Therefore, to give inspiration, some special words have to be used. What special words? That by listening to which we get inspired. Like earlier, I am the one in whose presence, in whose commandment, in whose presidency the whole world is moving. Aham vrukshasya reriva is a special explanation. लाइक कोई कहते हैं ना बच्चे बड़े बुजुर्गों को, दादाजी आप बैठिएगा, आप बस बैठ के देखते रहे ना, हम आपके सामने सब कर कर आपको रिपोर्ट करेंगे. He feels so happy that he is given such a big position. So too, here by saying so, in a new manner, he is glorifying the Brahma Tattva. Second one also like that. Kirti Prushtangireriva. My Kirti is like that of me. It's all worldly way of saying as if. अब मैं ब्रह्म को जान लिया हूँ, तो वो तो बार बार हो ही रहा है ना. बट त्रिशंकु इज समबट यूनिक. उन्हीं दिनों का एक मॉडर्न थिंकर होंगे वो, मॉडर्न थिंकर. सो इज पुटिंग इन दिस वे. थर्ड वन ऑल्सो, व्हाट इज दैट? ऊर्ध्वम. अरे ये तो टॉप. एवरीबडी वांट्स टू बी टॉप, नो? आजकल तो टू बी टॉप, द रेटिंग्स, द रैंकिंग्स, so everywhere the top only, no? The top most, the top 10 in JE or NEET, top 20, IAS top rankers. हर जगह में टॉप ही चल रहा है आजकल में. वो तब से चल रहा है ऊर्ध्वा. बट इट्स ऊर्ध्वा टू ब्रह्म तत्व. वी हैव टू एक्सप्लेन. शंकर भगवान का हेल्प हम लेकर समझेंगे. So too, the other fascinating word is what? Pure, immaculate. Everybody wants to be pavitra, is it not? The face has to be pavitra, therefore so much of cosmetics. The clothes have to be pavitra, therefore wash them, iron them, and all of that. House has to be pavitra, therefore properly painted, and all the things are done. Car has to be pavitra, therefore every 10th day given for servicing. Are we not interested in pavitra? The roads have to be, the Swachh Bharat is a whole abhiyan is that only. 462 dustbins are kept in the Kartavya Path, more than human beings. Swachh Bharat. Where is the Pavitrata not expected, Bata? But in Kali Yuga it is lost. For us the Pavitra means only Snanam. No, we chanted in the second chapter of Bhagavatam yesterday, 12th Skandha, Snanam eva Shaucham and all that. Purity of the mind, speech, heart, they have gone. Kali ka murkhata hai. Anyway, it will be reinstated. Kalki Bhagavan will come, finish everyone, again it is reinstated. So our point is what? He is experiencing Brahma Tattva. And that is so beautiful and glorious. And he is expressing that glory in such unique words. Listeners get inspired. And you and I, in the heart, by understanding the meaning of them, should get inspired. In the Brahma Vidya, Acharya cannot speak in a very inspiring running commentary cricket ki tarah. Because it's Upanishad, it goes slow and steady only. Whether it is slow and steady or whether it is fast, depending on the content, there is an inspiration. The content sublimity should inspire us, not the communication's way. He tried. Urdhva vitraha asmi, vajniva samrutam asmi, dravinagam mama suvarchasam, aham sumeda asmi, amrta ukshita asmi, aham vrukshasya reriva asmi, mama kirti girehe prushtamiva. That way you can say. Every one of very powerful sentences there. They're not just said. He's in that ecstasy. Like the ha, wo, in the same Upanishad towards the ends come, not like that. The eurekas of the scientists. He discovered and shouted eurekas. Yeah? So, Urdhvam and Pavitra. Why these words are given, how they inspire us, we told. Now, what is the meaning of the Urdhva and Pavitra? According to Bhashya, they are nothing but Brahman. Urdhva means Karanam. And what is the Karana of samsara? The Brahma only. So, I discovered the Karana of the Brahma, samsara as the Urdhvam. I discovered the Karana of the Jagat or Vishwar samsara as Brahman. And that the experience is Urdhvam. It's now upper top. So what is said in that Mundaka Upanishad, Katha, that Urdhvamulaha, it is correct. So he is certifying that Upanishad. While saying so, he is explaining his experience, and in his explanation, there is special importance given to the Brahmanubhuti because the word Urdhva stands for something top. So it is his experience also कि सबसे ऊंचा मैंने पाया. It is certification of what is said Upanishads, right? Urdhva mulo avakshaka. And to a listener, it's an inspiration. अच्छा उतना ऊंचा है, इतना ऊर्ध्वम. ऊर्ध्वः कारणम. Karanam. Brahma. And then analyzing this word, we can talk so much of time, hours together. But one thought we will tell. What is that? Till the karya merges in the karana, there is no shanti in the karya. Till the effect merges in the cause, there is no peace in the effect. This is the rule of the world. No, he has merged the entire effect in the cause. Karaname relaxed. Urdhvam karanam. What is pavitra? I told you. Pavehe bhayat means mrityu bhayat trayate. Okay, what is the only thing which protects us from the fear of death is the knowledge of the self. That I am undying, unchangeable self. So that knowledge is called as a prakash. Therefore, what I said here by Bhagavan Bhashyakara, Jnana Prakashyam. Pavitram means Pavanam. And what does the Pavanata? Only the Jnanam. Nahi Jnanena Sadrusham Pavitram Pavanam Iha Vidyate. In Gita 4th chapter. This Bhagavan Gurudev gave this a slogan for the youth. Nahi Jnanena Sadrusham Pavitram Iha Vidyate. For the everybody gave Paunteya Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati from the Gita. Quotations for him. He has got for organization the motto and aim, vision, all of them. So here, Nahi Jnanena Sadrusham Pavitram Vidyate is a motto he gave from the Gita to the youth. Because we want the youngsters to gain the knowledge, because knowledge is the all strength and everything. So here also, what is the word used in the Upanishad by TRISHANKHU? Pavitram. What is the Bhashyakara explaining? Pavanam. And what purifies is the Jnanam. Therefore, Jnana Prakashyam Param Brahma. It is Param Brahma, it is Parabrahma which is experienced and illumined in the Jnana only. Therefore, the Jnana is called as Pavitram or Pavanam. So, Pavitram means Pavanam, means what? Jnana Prakashyam Param Brahma. And this Param Brahma is what? He is a Sarvatma. See, Sarvatma Param Brahma, I have experienced. That Param Brahma is higher than everything. And that is known through Jnanam. Higher than everything, therefore Urdhva. Known through Jnanam, therefore Pavitra. Therefore Urdhva Pavitra is what? Brahma. What is Brahma? Sarvatma. Because it is Sarvatma, it is Urdhva and Pavitra. Therefore, I have experienced the Sarvatma Param Brahma, which I am proclaiming at Urdhva and Pavitra. He is not giving commentary. Trishankhu is saying, Urdhva Pavitraha Aham Asmi. That's it. Bhashyakara is telling how to understand the Urdhva Pavitra to Brahma. Like Bhishmacharya gave Sahasranama. Bhashyakara will explain to us how every Nama indicates the truth to the reality, the self in us. That is how, in this way, when you study some portions of Bhashya, the intellect becomes sharper. It tries to get into, it gets into the tune of how to think from a Mahatma standpoint, a Bhashyakara standpoint. Maja aata hai. Beautiful, highest it is. Even big, otherwise Bhashyakaras could not reach to that. The Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita people, एक जगह रुक गए वो लोग, आगे बढ़ नहीं पाए. But Bhagavan Shankara's Bhashyam read, you will be able to visualize the world from the highest standpoint. As I was saying the other day also, after this way studying Bhashya ke Dwara Shastra, all other talks, etc. are included in that. They appear to be, this appears to be the topper than all that. True also. So aham urdhva pavitra asmi means his anubhava of the Brahma is making him feel or express that he is experiencing urdhvata and pavitrata. So urdhva is karanam, pavitra means jnana prakashyam. And what is jnana prakashyam is Brahma. What is the karana of the whole samsara is urdhva. Then what is urdhva pavitra? Brahma. Therefore when he is saying urdhva pavitrosmi, what his meaning is aham brahmasmi. So Anubhuti is Aham Brahmasmi. But Urdhva is it's the Mula Karana of everything. And the Karya merging Karana, therefore liberation. Pavitra is it is the Jnanam, therefore Jnana cannot be impurified by anything. Jnana alone purifies all the Ajnana. Nahi Jnanena Sadrisham Pavitrameha Vidyate. All apavitratas, apapa, etc. are only because of Ajnanam. When the Jnana comes, there is no apavitrata. मजा आता है बात समझो. It is pavitrata, apavitrata talked are at the intellect mind level, not the body level. When sarvavyapaka atma jnanam is gained, other than the atma, there is no other thing, then can it be impurify itself? No. Is there anything other than it to impurify itself? No. Therefore, it is a pavitra. That is why the entire Vishnu Sahasranama based on this question only. Pavitranam pavitram yo, mangalanam cha mangalam, daivatam devatanam cha bhutanam. Is an answer by Bhishmacharya. Ho gaya. Now Urdhvam means Karanam. Urdhvam Ulam Adashakam is a quotation of Gita. Pavitram means Pavanam means Jnana Prakashya means Param Brahma. Yasya Sarvatmanaha. This Sarvatma Brahma Mama Saha Aham Urdhva Pavitraha. So I am Urdhva Pavitra now. What is Urdhva Pavitra you are? Because I am that Urdhva Pavitra Brahma. Brahma is Urdhvam, Karanam, Pavitram, Jnana Prakashya. सबका मूल कारण रूप और सिर्फ आत्मज्ञान मतलब ज्ञान में ही प्रकाशित होने वाला ब्रह्म मैं हूँ, वो मुझे अनुभव में आया. That I am talking as Urdhva Pavitram. Okay. Now come to the next one. Vajiniva su amrutam asmi is the next sentence. The Trishankhuji is talking about is Brahmanubhuti. Now, Vajini Iva means what? Vajam Annam. Vajini Iva means Vajavati Iva. Vajini means Vajavati. Vati means Vali. Like Dhanavati, Gunavati, Rupavati, Sheelavati, Vidyavati, Putravati. All this, the Vatup and Matup Pratyaya. Both Vat hota hai, like Dhanavan, Gunavan, but it's not Mati Man, not Mati Van. Like Balavan. Kai Van and Man, Vatup and Matup Pratyaya, Vala. So here, Vajini means Vajivati, Vajavati Iva. So Vajini, Urdhva Pavitro, Vajini Iva means Vajavati Iva. First, Vajini means Vajavati, he is explained. Now, what is Vajavati? Vaja means Annam. It has come to us when we studied our Kata Upanishad, starting only. Ushan Havai Vajashravasah Sarvavedagam Dharmaveda Samdadau Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa Tagama Kumaragam Santam. All that. Now the Bhashyakara started Ushan Kamayamanaha Havai iti Nipataha Vajam Annam Taddanadi Nimittam Shravo Yosho Yasya Saha Vajashravaha Ruditova सर्ववेदसं सर्वस्वं धनौ ददौ दत्तवान् तगम्ह तस्यः नचिकेता नाम पुत्र आस किल बभूव तगं कुमारं सन्तं कुमारम् अप्रजनन सामर्थ्यं सन्तं दक्षिणासु नियमानासु गोषु श्रद्धा आस्तिक्य बुद्धिः आविवेश प्रविष्टवती. This is now the bhashya of that mantra. So in that Vajam is Annam. So Vajani is the main word. Vajavati is the bhashya. Vajavati means Vajavali. Vaj means Anna. Your Vajavali means what? Annavali or Annavala. कौन अन्नवाला? See, Anna कहाँ से आता है हम सबको? Finally, the cause of food for all of us is Surya only. Therefore, here Vajini means Surya. Iva, Vajini Iva is equal to Surya Iva. So it is an extra effort by Bhagavan Bhashyakara that Vajini is the mantra. It has to be made as Vajavati. Then you have to refer to other mantra and define the Vaja means Annam. Then who is the Annavan? He is none other than the Surya. Therefore, Vajiniva means Surya Ketara. And what is the Surya Ketara? Su Amrutamasmi. Sushtu Amrita Swarupa Amasmi. Just like for all of us, the life or the joy or ananda comes from the food. Food comes to us from the Surya. Therefore, Surya is the Karana for our Amrita. So, like the Surya is the Karana of the Amrita, Surya is the Karana Amrita for all the human being. Even for the Surya Adi also, what is the Amrita or the Annam is Parabrahma. So, that I have experienced. Vajini iva su Amrutam ahamas. So, look from Surya's standpoint, what is his sentence? I am the Amrutam. Because of me, the human beings are alive. Then who is the Amritam to Surya? Is Param Brahma. So I am experiencing that. So Annam, Trupti giver, nurturer, nourisher. Amritam, immortality giver. Surya gives both Annam and Amritam. What is the Annam? Amritam he gives Jnana Amritam. Diyo yona prachodayat. So, Vajam, Annam. Okay. Vajini Iva means Vajavati Iva. Okay. Vaja means Annam. Therefore, Vajavati means what? Tadvati Savitari ityartha. Savitari means Surya Bhagavan. Yatha Savitari Amrutam Atmatattvam Vishuddham Prasiddham Shruti Smruti Shatebhyaha Evam Su Amrutam Shobhanam Vishuddham Atmatattvam Asmi Bhavami. See? Vajani means Surya. And in Surya, the Atma Tattva, Amar Tattva, Brahma Tattva is there, is spoken in all the Upanishads. In many, many Upanishads and many places. So just like in the Surya there is Amar Tattva, experienced by Surya, I am telling that I am also that Amruta Asmi. Vajini iva su Amrutam Asmi. Surya iva su Amrutam Asmi. And in the Surya, Amrita kaha hai? Amrita means the Surya's Atmanubhuti to Surya. It is mentioned in so many places. Variety of the Upanishads. Like Yosavaditya Purusha Sohamasmi is said in Ishavasyam. Even in the Taittiriya also it is said. आदित्यो हवा करके एक दो तीन बार वहां बताते हैं. Even the Chandogya Adi Upanishads also say. Therefore, listen carefully. Yatha savitari amrutattvam atmatattvam vishuddham prasiddham. Like the Surya is explained to be the Amruta Swarupa Vishuddha Atma Tattva only. Where? Shruti Smruti Shatebhyaha. In the hundreds of Shruti and Smrutis. Yada Aditya Gatam Tejaha Ahamasmi in Gita. Adityanam Aham Vishnuhu. Then Tejam api in Gita also. गीता की बात कह रहे हैं हम. 4-5 जगह पे भगवान कहते हैं I am the light in this sun and he is Amrutattva. Therefore the sun has the immortality in him. What is the meaning is Bhagavan Surya is compared to Amrita Atma Tattva in many quotations. So, like Bhagavan Surya is quoted as Atma Amrita Tattva in many places, I am telling that like him only, Vajini Surya. So, Amritam Asmi, I also am experiencing my immortality of the Atma Tattva. That's the meaning. So, Yatha Savitari Amritam means Atma Tattvam Vishuddham Prasiddham Shruti Smriti Shatebhyaha Evam Su Amritam Shobhanam Vishuddham Atma Tattvam Asmi Bhavami. See, one by one, you again and again take and contemplate and just feel what Trishankhu must be enjoying and he is explaining. Then you are interested in that, then then you also do Upasana like him of the nine Anuvakas and what will be told in the second Valli, the Brahma Tattva, you also understand, you also reach to that level. Okay, now next one is Dravinagam Savarchasam, second Sumedha Amitokshitaha, third. इति त्रिशंको वेद अनुवचनम। इतना हमको देखना है, टुमारो विल स्टडी दैट। वो श्लोक भाष्य को भी समझना है ना, फिर उससे हमारा बुद्धि सूक्ष्म होएगा, ऑथेंटिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग आल्सो विल कम टू अस। सर्वं श्री आद्य शंकरादि समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्य चरणारविंदारुणमस्तु। वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य चरणारविंदारुणमस्तु। नाउ चैंट 3 टाइम्स। आर यू डूइंग चैंटिंग एट होम और नॉट? मैं तो कम से कम 108 कर रहा हूँ डेली, ज्यादा भी होता है। ओम अहम वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिपृष्टं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव समृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनौ। अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिपृष्टं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव समृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनौ। अहं वृक्षस्य रेरिव कीर्तिः पृष्ठं गिरेरिव ऊर्ध्वपवित्रो वाजिनीव स्वमृतमस्मि द्रविणगं सवर्चसं सुमेधा अमृतोक्षितः इति त्रिशङ्कोर्वेदानुवचनम्। Few more times you can do at home. Now just 2 minutes, close eyes. Chant Omkara, take Om as Mahat Brahma and ask that Mahat Brahma to clear the path for spirituality. Take Omkara as Parabrahma and ask that Parabrahma to reveal the Anubhuti in our heart. Om. 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 Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Paramarashibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yajnavalkya Shankaradi Gurubhyo Namaha Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you.